Okay, let's see if we're working here. Okay. Well, what is up, everybody? Okay, we're good. We're on. Um, so, as you may know, I have visualized here bit of a game I've been working on with a friend, and yeah. And as you may know, I've also been trying to get it to work in Game Builder Garage. So that. Um, Bit of big news. You can now find visualized on itch.io, so that's pretty cool. Let me just get on there. Yeah, so let's see. Because yeah, you can now get it on itch. So if you'd like to get a copy in a more easier way, it's there. It's got everything. It's all the compilations that I've made for it. So yeah, there you go with that. But anyways, on to the subject at hand. We're going back to good old Visualized again, and we're going to be kind of porting it over to, we're going to Game Builder Garage, and we're going to port over the entirety of it into there. As you may notice, we're pretty much far. We've got a pause menu working, and yeah, it works pretty well. But yeah, now we need to have it handle deaths and game overs. So yeah, we need to get to work on that. Also, we need to get to work on having all of the features there. Um, Also, we're gonna get rid of the moving X and Y thing, and we're just gonna have it all. And we're gonna kind of move it away from that and just move it to being based on teleporters. Um, and we're also going to change a few things around here, namely the fact that it should only really need to change the Y on the game screen to go into the title screen at this point, because unlike the actual visualized, I don't think we're going to have a store system or a shop system. I know I can't put this little comments button here because, I mean, it literally requires access to a web browser. Settings, maybe, but it would be very limited on what settings we can put, like music volume, probably not. Resetting saves, it really doesn't matter because, well, A, the saves are broken in this actual version of the game because of the garbage way I compiled it, and yeah, so that's the thing. Um, so yeah, so we're gonna get the game screen set to be kind of acting different. Currently, it is set to work on the B button. Um, so I am going to program it so it will work kind of on boot, so it defaults to 1, I think. I think you could program flags to do that. Okay, flags are just, that's just pointless. So, yeah, we'll have to figure that one out a bit later. If I remember right, there's a bit of a counter thing that we had to deal with. But yeah, but today's main issue is going to be kind of getting rid of we're actually kind of keeping the pause menu in check, but what we're going to do is we're going to change it out a little. So as it currently stands, in fact, if we bring this back and if we bring this back to where it is, currently it does that. This is a little messed up because I kind of just quickly brought it back. In fact, if I actually wanted it to be kind of like how it was, I'd put it as an on press, and yeah, it does that. Now, this worked and is pretty okayish for a pause menu, but it's not how the original game does it because, yeah, if we go back to the source material we're using and we go into play and pause, you know, it's still there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace it with a system that will use the teleporter blocks. So So yeah, let's get back to there. And so let's get that done. So I'm gonna get rid of this as we're just gonna make it so it's more of like so we can keep the latching part of everything here. Um, but we're gonna have a teleporter bring a piece of text that says pause and has all the pause items on it. In fact, I'm going to grab the game screen if I can find it, which is probably here. I hope it's not a box, because, okay, it is the box. Yeah, it's a little weird, this. If I can find the game screen, there it is, I think. I saw the game screen there. There it is. We're just going to bring it back a few, just so we have a bit of a just so we have it in an area where it's like it's this way. Then no, okay, it's still there, but also it should be at 0, not around there. Okay, so we need to kind of get the game screen to kind of move itself back a little because reasons. Okay, so it's because what we're going to do is we're going to make everything kind of the way it is. Also, I'm going to see what lower FOVs will do to it. Kind of gives it that flatter look. But anyways, let's get to the actual point. So what we need is a few, we're going to have like, I'm going to say like, okay, let's go back to the original source material. In fact, it would be better if I went into kind of the full screen. We have resume, restart, and quit. We could do all three of them. I don't know. It's a bit of an odd one. So let's see, resume. Yeah, okay, that would just be return back. So you could probably do that with the B button. Restart. Yeah, okay. Yeah. The big problem is that currently we have 4. We have like I think it's like no, we have 2 text node on, which is kind of a bit pushing it because if you know anything about this, I don't know why Nintendo did it this way, but you only have 8 text node on to mess with. Okay, actually we don't have any text node on. That's right, because both of the things that are supposed to be representing up here are also they're the numbers. There's the number object node on things. Now let's see. Let's return back here. So yeah, they're number objects. So we do have room for all of them, but I just don't like the fact that we have 4 to cover. And also, so we have a 2D border that kind of fits within the art style of these buttons. I'm going to kind of get a close-up of that. So, you know, we need blue text, white background. We're going to have an outline because I would use the normal stuff, but it just would look a little off there. Also, it needs to appear in front of all of the grass in order to actually check out right. So yeah, that's gonna be a thing. Let's return back here. So yeah, I'm gonna worry about getting the text node on. So we've got 4 of these here. There we go. I'm also going to make these 3. Let's see. I'm gonna make these 3. Can I do a group configure? Come on. There's all 3 of them. No, I want all 3 of them. Okay, good enough. I can't group config. Well, in that case, we'll just deal with the texture first. Alright, so here we have our texture, and this one's going to be like a really simple draw. It's just a matter of bring it like around. Come on, connect. Wrong connection port. No, I did not say you two could connect. I said that you can connect with this texture here. Right, okay. Let's just fill it so it's not transparent. There we go. And now we just need to get our little black border here. Nice. Okay, good. And what'll happen is it'll just be like down, left, and back up. So simple you can do it with a D-pad. Ugh. Okay. Here we go. Back in. Okay. Down. Left. No. Get that last pixel. And up. There we go. Okay. That looks good enough. And of course, it doesn't help that we are not in the viewport of our game screen, despite being in the viewport of our game screen. I know, we'll go for an overhead view. Okay, that looks pretty okay-ish. But we want a side view, okay? I love it. Actually, it will only do what is in front of it. It can't do anything that's like in a certain area. Right. Okay. It's regardless of Z position. Fine then. Back here with you. And then we'll just move all these texts and images elsewhere. Elsewhere with you. Besides, that'll make it way easier to bring things over. Oh, yep, everything's all looking like it's as one, which will be pretty cool, because then we can just have it like that. Okay. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to bring it all the way to the right, so this way nothing's like... So this way we can have like pure surface. So there we go. That's all our text objects, and now we gotta... And now that because I did that, it's all clean, fresh, and we can just move this one up to the top. This one... No, get back down there. Of course, it doesn't help that I'm doing it through the game screen, and yeah. There we go. Okay, let's just size them down a little. To be kind of more like the originals. Okay, there's your... And there we go. 3 buttons. Now, how I'm going to bind them, that's a different story, but I'll figure it out, I guess. Also, while we're here, let's make the text color blue. You know, up. And of course, because I turned on collisions, and also, yeah. So here we go. Movable, destructible, destructive. I think we'll turn off visible. Okay, that works, I guess. Also, we've got to resize the outline thing. There we go, there's another one, and we'll just get the proper text kind of dealt with. Alright, so... okay, yeah, 'cause we turned on solidity on the other one. Okay, well, there we go. Visible, solid, movable, destructible, destructive. Can't really see that one, of course, because reasons, I guess. Let's resize this image a little. There we go. There's our text. I can't really do any effects like inversion. Actually, I probably could, but it would require like some. It would require me to have like a copy of it for each one of them. That'll be a bit of a weird one. Okay, let's do. Let's just set every text color to blue, and while we're there, I'm gonna kind of bring back everything, and we're gonna bring the text in. So let's see. So here we have resume on this first one. There we go. Let's see, we've got next one is a restart. If we can get down there. Okay, restarting the game. And there we go. And we have quit last, and let's just get everything out there. And no, I don't want to edit the texture. I want to edit the... Oh, well, isn't that a surprise? I didn't move the texture, I just moved the blocks. Also, it doesn't help that the last one wasn't... I didn't change the text color to the requisite blue. Let's see, and come on, stop hiding the quit button. And while we're here, blue, and quit. Okay, so here's how that looks. Looks a little weird because Nintendo tried to stylize it with a font. Also, what we're going to do is we're going to set this to only be visible on, I think, the Z Plus face, because I don't really need, because it creates that unwanted 3D effect, and we're not going 3D. We're going for a 2D game with like 2D on it. Alright, so let's see if the text appears after I update it. So let's see. Game paused. There we go. Oh, no, we don't got anything. What did I do to get these ones? Oh, yeah, the blank texture idea. Right, well, I think I could bring that over. The code's gonna be messy as hell, but I mean, you've seen the code before this. Of course, it's always messy. Oh, come on. Get down here. And whoop. Bloop. And there you go. Now it looks almost similar to the original. Spacing's a little off, but maybe the sizing, maybe there's a little bit to be desired there. Text could probably be a little bigger compared to the original. See if I could compare it. Yeah, it's not bad. Not going to really implement these buttons yet, because it requires a bit of work with getting the Switch to handle cursors and all that, and that's another war in and of itself. Maybe even getting the selector system in it, because it's kind of different to how I programmed in controller support, where I kind of lazily slapped it together by making it where your controller becomes a mouse cursor essentially, and you just control that with an analog stick. That's kind of how I originally programmed the game. So yeah, so there we go. Not too mad with that. Last thing we're going to do with this is implement it by implementing the menu by just kind of doing what I did with the game screen. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the teleport box. So let's see, special objects I think it's under. Let's see, damage. Okay, speed, angle, connection, slide, launch, destroy, attract, teleport object. Yeah, there's teleport. Entrance. Okay, we got an entrance. So there's our pause menu entrance. So that's how you get into the pause menu. You just click that, and this will summon the pause menu. Let's see. Let's just change that up, and here we go. Up we go, and oh, there it is. And there's the teleporter for everything else. Okay, now now we can just get rid of this game screen. Well, not get rid of it, but just move it back to whence it came. Also, I think we gotta bring over the exit to here. Okay, that's where we had it, I think. Yeah, okay, that's where we had it. Alright. So our next job is to get an exit that is exactly this size. Oh boy. Am I gonna have to literally get... I guess I'm gonna have to go and get a bit of a screenshot of that. There we go. Let me just crop that screenshot out a little. Alright. It's gonna be about 6.8 meters, yeah. Okay, let's see. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just crop this out a little. And where is it? Oh, there's GIMP. Alright, here we go. And let's just get everything all... There we go. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna get the screenshot involved here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. USB disk. Okay. We don't need that. Okay, here we go. And I'm not seeing my newly made screenshot. Okay, I'm gonna get another screenshot clearly because it's a bit of a concern. Rectangular region. And take a new one. Alright, there we go. Now we're just going to drop that into there. Okay, there we go. So now we can see our size here. There we go. All the way up there. Okay. So now we just need to... And now we can just generate our teleport exit. Teleport object, teleport exit, and okay, that's where that screenshot will be useful. Okay, so it is a 6.8 meter. It says 6.8. Yeah, it is 6.8, and that is by 4. And then that's by 1.6. Okay, there's our sizing. I think we're going to need another teleporter. Teleport physics, preserve. It's weird, it's using exit C, but the entrance is A. I thought I remember having it use A as well here. Unless there was something else that teleported. But nope, A can't be used. Let's hide the screenshot. Teleport ID must be C or above. Why have A when you have... Why have A and B when you can't have anything else other than... Oh, okay. Doesn't like to preserve positions, I see. That's a problem. Well, I'm thinking. So, that's going to be a bit of a weird one. I don't know. Let's see. How can I solve this? I'm thinking that wouldn't really work. It doesn't work until you... It doesn't work when it's hidden. Ah, okay. Looks like we're going to have to do a bit of multi-selecting again. So, here's what my idea is now. We're going to have it hidden. Because this is under... This is all transparent and using a texture to do its job. And because it's using a texture for everything, all we need to really do is hide the texture to hide the text. I'm going to center it with the game screen. Yeah, so it appears right there. And so how we're going to do that is we're going to hook it to our little flag for B, and there we go. That's working. Okay, the only thing is that we're going to have to duplicate this one, this texture for everything else. Okay, this blank one, we'll have to go to the game paused rectangle, and we will get rid of that. And we'll also do the same as with the button borders. So there we go. You don't even know that there is a game paused there. Now the only problem is that we kind of got to center the game screen to be kind of either lower or the game's thing itself higher. And I've opted to go with the lower route, even though it's a terrible way to go because, yeah, thinking of just, I mean, then again, these are sitting a bit low compared to the original, even though the original was kind of running at 800 by 400. Come on. There's our quit button. There we go. A little less. also got to bring this over a bit. No, I don't want to move that. Okay, so there we go. I guess we'll make it the bare minimum because that just... kind of might collide with the person note on, but whatever. There we go. Okay, so now we have a pause menu. I'm also going to probably bring over an asset that I made that I think I could easily draw for it, which is the... I think it's the pause button. Okay, yeah. The pause button that appears in game. Let me pull up the source code thing with it. There we go. Audio textures. Where did I put my texture for everything? Okay, so here we go with the finding it in source code kind of thing. Okay, I guess I gotta show it in VS Code. I don't want to do it in VS Code. But alright, well. But yeah. Let's close that out. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna hide the source code kinda, but yeah, let's see. I'm gonna kind of see what I can. I'm gonna try my best to kind of hide the source code because it's kind of like on that kind of confidential-ish kind of thing. But yeah, this is kind of the original asset I went with. 16 by 16 when I kind of drew this a little bit. It's kind of simple. There we go. It's all the source code I'm going to reveal for this game. I'm not going to leak anything else really. It's literally just an image. Alright, so yeah, there we go. Okay, so I think that'll be pretty easy to replicate in GBG. In fact, yeah. In fact, let me just get like a relatively sized up version of it. I wonder if it's actually trying to appear in the game. Okay, let's just get rid of this screenshot because we don't need this anymore. Yes, okay. Alright, so yeah, so now it's just a matter of getting it to basically work with things. So there we go. Yeah. But I think we could save that for another while. I'm mostly going to probably introduce that for touch support because one of the intents for the original Visualized, when we made that, we originally intended for Visualized to be released on PC, Mac, Linux, Switch, and Android. So at least this will kind of be like a test for the Switch and Android ports, because you kind of want to have touch support for both those things. Maybe a bit for Windows and stuff, because Windows, there's that ever-growing amount of Windows PCs that are just sold with touchscreens for some stupid reason. So, you kind of got to get support for that in there. And, yeah. We've still got to fix a few bugs with the lock system, because even though we've got our we've got our perfectly working system. We still got a few edges that, although they aren't really big edges, um, yeah, we've got a bit of problems with, like, there, we got a few gaps and edges and stuff. Um, More importantly, kind of further down the line, um, like I think right here is where it starts breaking down, and for whatever reason, it just stops kind of getting there, and then you get this mess. I don't know how you can screw that up, and that's all three of the blocks that make up our game here, so that's a bit of a concern. And also, we got to kind of keep it moving. Once we finish, once the player dies, it does keep moving. In fact, let's go back to source material. So we've kind of got to program it like this. In fact, I mean, like you see that it kind of continues on with the rendering and finishes the last thing it has rendered, and after that does not call anything anymore. Um, so yeah, so we've got to kind of bring that through, and try and get that to continue on. So this moving land thing, this moving land animation is going to be extremely important to how things are with this game, because not only is it like the big mechanic of the game, because it's an infinite runner, so you do need some kind of mechanic like that. Um, yeah, so it does need to be kind of in top shape in order to really be able to do that kind of stuff. Most notably, we also need to we have our little destroyed sensor here, and we are going to use that to our advantage. And I think we're going to do a lot of the same of what we did with the text. We're going to have like two text objects. In fact, let's go back to let's die again. So yeah, that's what we've got to deal with. I don't know how I'm going to get that into GBG, because you've got this big text here. You got score, high score. It already breaks the Game Builder Garage 2 line rule. These instructions with jump to restart and escape to return to title, that's going to be a bit of a problem, because yeah, because we're already kind of looking at, like, let's say like 7. I've already got 4 text objects, and I kind of want this to be at maximum 2, so this way we could allow for at least 2 buttons for the title screen, because I'm going to get that worked on once we get the fundamentals of the game in. So yeah, this is going to be a bit of a thing and this stream's already kind of wearing on to long enough, to being kind of long, so I'm going to kind of leave it off here, and yeah, so yeah, as it stands, this is where it is. We got a little farther. We've now got a pause menu. Doesn't really work, but it's a pause menu. It does things. We'll probably get some of it working once we finish the game over screen, because we could just kind of we could have it do the same exact thing as the quit button on some of the stuff. I think the restart button would probably be just using that. It would probably just involve using this block. In fact, I'm probably going to use this one. Where is it? Retry and swap. We'll just put retry back. In fact, I think we're only going to be able to do retry because it's probably the only way we can actually get back to the title screen. Yeah, so the quit button is going to be literally the retry button. I think we might even have no real point in having everything back to the way it was. So, but I'll kind of ponder that question in the next video, or if if I get a busy day like I did today, um, you know, a good old stream and stuff. So yeah, that's it for today's video. If you're new here, well, I mean, this isn't much, but I do way more than this. A few things are going to be happening in the next few months in this channel. So, yeah, that's going to be it for today's video.